What's going on, everybody? It's Anthony from #BetheChange. I want to go live real quick. If there is the opportunity for me to play the speech live tonight, I will. With Biden going, and it should be a quick speech. I don't think it's going to be that long. I doubt he'll take questions because we all know if there's ever any hard questions, he will never actually answer. I'm going to do a couple quick housekeeping. I'm going to encourage you guys to make sure if you aren't already liking this page, liking the Be the Change page on Facebook or subscribed on YouTube, make sure you subscribed on YouTube. There's a little bell. Hit that bell. That'll allow you to know when we go live. It'll actually give you the email and Bing and all that stuff. Same with Facebook. Make sure you're following. We've noticed lately not nobody, I don't want to be the media. Half people are not receiving the messages. So I want to recap if anybody did not get the chance. What's going on? I see you guys. Sharon said no sound. If you've got sound, give me a thumbs up. I want to really quick go over what Jen Psaki said. I'm going to encourage everybody tonight, if I'm not live, find a way to watch live because the media spin, whether it's going to be right-wing media or left-wing media, is not going to be accurate because the speech that Biden tonight is going to make a very huge impact on whether or not they will be taking our freedoms away with this next announcement. Psaki had a very sly look on her face when she finally answered the question, what will be talked about tonight regarding mandates and not government. She spent a long time talking about government mandates. The question becomes private businesses, and it sounds like there's a rumor going around that they will mandate that businesses of a certain size will be forced to mandate their staff to get the V word. I don't know if we realize how big of a moment this is in the democracy of this constitutional republic, but that would be breaking every rule to force something like this, yet ignore other things. As I have said on my TikTok and Instagram, if you're looking at the way that the mainstream media, people like Joy Behar, Jimmy Kimmel, and then followed suit. It's all rhetoric coming out of the White House that is literally allowing this kind of hate and discrimination. And if they make a mandate forcing something that, again, although in some ways FDA approved, that will not have full testing, have ignored all of the adverse situations, have ignored the fact that immunity, natural immunity, is stronger than what they're proposing, ignoring the fact that they could be doing blood tests to people or antibody tests to people, blood tests to see if they are susceptible to adverse reactions, ignoring all of these things and forcing them. They force it for federal employees. They've now started to mandate it in the military. But when it comes to private businesses, this is now a complete and utter destruction of human rights. Again, it has not been done yet, but I'm going to encourage you tonight to watch it live if I can. If I have the ability to play it live and stream it live here, I will do that. I want to make sure that I don't have any copyright infringement, so it'll have to be something that they put right up on whitehouse.gov. That's okay. So to this comment, that the way that the name changed and the way that they said that seems to be fake news because everything that I'm reading, it is FDA approved. I've looked into this deeply, and I know that there was some people saying it's not. From what I see, it is. And yes, whether people are susceptible or not, it still should be a human choice, not worth employment issues or anything like this. So let's see. I'm going to start looking at some comments. I want to tell you guys we have a new shirt that's actually up right now. I know this is a shameless plug, but it's a pretty badass shirt. And you know what? I always avoid in the very beginning, you guys all heard me say, don't do the whole all lives matter, because I think it took away from the people that were hurting and fighting. But I think we've gotten to a point where, you know what, if we're going to be creative, let's be creative. So we've created this shirt on our website. I have the link down here. It's 20% off with anything on the website is 20% off with the code WAKE UP, like the hat you see here, the t-shirt that I have on. So we have awakenotwoke.myshopify.com, and just go to this is under the unisex and men's shirts. Unvaccinated lives matter. I think this is creative. It's not approved. Is approved by okay. Yes and no. So I've done more research. I get that, Kelly, and I know you probably research more than anybody else that I talk with. everything that I've spoken with, that was just a gray area of getting past the verbiage. So if you want to support what we do here at Be the Change, we've got our Wake Not Woke clothing line. Unvaccinated lives matter. Also, we have the Patreon below. For those of you asking questions about cash, Patreon is $5 a month. I know it's something, but it's the easiest way if you want to directly ask questions about how Cashley Kelly is doing. Otherwise, I get millions of people asking, and I answer the same way always. Quick answer right now. Nothing's happening with cash. There might be a court date later this month. So again, that's the page. If you wanna get it, check it out. I will be ordering my XL shortly because I've never worn any of the joke Lives Matter shirt because I don't think it's funny to encroach upon that movement that had potentially. Okay, it's got a slogan that matters. Black lives obviously matter. Just like unvaccinated. Right now, the unvaccinated people are literally getting shamed just as much, if not more, than anybody in the last 30, 40 years in our country. And it's to the point where, at least before other places could sue, we haven't even got to that level. So if you want to check that out, there it is. I'm going to look through some comments before I get off here. 56, and here's the thing. Whether they mandate it or not, whether it becomes a private mandate, this is where we hold the line. This is where we make a stand. Again, I don't work for a large organization, but they can't fire 30%, 50%, 56% of their staff. They can't do it. So you have to continue to band together. Let's see. I know this. If that's the grayest area, we're going to avoid that until it's confirmed. I did a bunch of research, and honestly, it's very unclear either way. Anybody that I know in the know, sweatshirts will be in. Let's see. Casey and I are talking about that tomorrow. So sweatshirts should be on the website for our main shirts starting sometime next week, because Casey is lightning quick, hard to catch, incredibly fast. Reminder, if you are going to the website, make sure you put wake up right there as a coupon code, 20% off anything. That'll typically be the way. I always remember wake up for anytime you order stuff. Hold the effing line. That is correct. Yeah. I know there's a lot of comments. Anything else? Anything else I can see? My cousin's wife, and this is, and I, as much as I want to get angry at your cousin's wife, it's the rhetoric that's being passed along, and nobody's paying attention, because if you notice, the media has stopped reporting that only unV'd or unvaccinated people are in the hospital. Why? Because naturally, when something is new and the immunity is built for a short period of time, there is going to be an effective period. So with that effective period, the first several months of this vaccine, the numbers were very low. They were misreported drastically because they weren't even being reported in most hospitals for the nurses that I spoke with, or even the doctors. They were still putting that in place. So it was bad reporting across the board. But now they're avoiding the numbers because they know that they can't fudge them anymore, because everybody I've talked to, some places it is much higher for unV'd. A lot of places it is becoming 50-50, and across the board in different states like West Virginia, where the governor is actually speaking up, their numbers are starting to balance out because the natural immunity of it is going down. She also used rhetoric about 80 million people not vaccinated in her speech. I think she's also referring to small children. I mean, if you look at the whole country, obviously there's some that haven't been able to, the 12 and under, which God knows if we start forcing it, which I know it's coming. I mean, let's really look at the direction of how things have played out. We're going to be mandating these for elementary schools if we don't start speaking up and standing up and doing all these things. It's become scary that this one. I mean, if you thought that George Floyd was going to tear the country apart, it literally just started to crack the foundation. COVID started tearing the country apart. Put together between COVID and George Floyd, it was horrific with the way we interact with each other, especially on social media. It locked us in homes, locked us down, and then caused us to spew hate left and right. And then now there is the V word, vaccine, which is literally doing its best to finish us, rip us apart, based on literally what we saw during Nazi Germany of pitting one side against another, and then the side that wasn't really against the other, they just silenced them. I mean, there was a lot of Germans that did not hate Jews, but they weren't going to speak up against tyranny because they were afraid for their own lives. So what we're doing here, and with the people that follow us, we are speaking up, and we will not stop speaking up. And I encourage you to not stop speaking up, because at the end of the day, all lives matter, no matter what your belief system is. In America, we are allowed to believe different things. And that's the key. We need to stop giving in. So for those of you that are going to be gearing up for whatever this speech is tonight, and having, say you work in a private business that has 500 employees, or for example, like Casey's wife that works from frickin' home, being forced to do something with their body, it's insane. And to look at the marching orders of the left right now in Texas with the abortion, the new abortion laws and the heartbeat law, it's interesting dichotomy, and I don't really get into it much because I believe in freedoms on a lot of different levels, and that may not jive fully with our audience. But if we are believing in my body, my choice, with that group, if that's what they believe in, my body, my choice, and then are forcing mandates in order to keep a job and just saying it's just your livelihood, it's just your job, we've lost our minds. I believe in consistency across the board. I do believe in extremes as well. I believe in certain circumstances. There's no time. So the reason why Biden didn't give a time is because the last couple of times he spoke, he's given a time and been like 2 hours late. And that's always great when you're talking about, dead soldiers from Afghanistan. So he probably doesn't want to make that mistake. So yes, be the change now, be awake, see what's going on. Requiring, there's more than just one requiring it for online students. They're requiring it across the time. Yeah, they're prep him. He doesn't need prep. He just needs to learn how to read the monitor. So this is an old statistic. That was over a month ago. And it doesn't matter if you've gotten it or not. Technically, your best case to have high antibodies from natural immunity. I'm not telling people, as I always say, to not take it. Yeah, Rutgers is as well. I'm not telling people not to take it. I'm telling you to make your own choice and not judge people that have a different choice than you. That's my big thing that I try to pass on to people. Again, for people just tuning in, if you do want to support what we do, Patreon's below. But we have a whole line of different t-shirts on our website. We've got the Unvaccinated Lives Matter just came on. The Everything Woke Turns to Shit from Donald Trump is on there too. That will only be there. This one will be up for a bit, but that one will only be there until Sunday. So if you want that, make sure you check that out. This is on the men's and unisex section. If you're a smaller lady, small does pretty good. Trust me. Let's see. Students currently has a 5% rate. We should all have a choice, not be faced with losing freedoms we don't make the choice we're going to take. Is Casey's in the building? What's going on? Casey, put the shirt on the website for us. Casey, I'm going to give you an order. My mom wants one too, and it's her birthday. Mama Russo's birthday is this week too. If you want my suggestions, take care of your body. Breathe fresh air. Stop stressing out so much, because cortisol levels do have an effect on how you handle this virus. I'm going to give a quick story because I'm going to keep this under 15 minutes. When I got the virus, when I got COVID, after being out and about, and you guys know my opinion on the things that go on your face, being out and about for however long, I knew somebody that I'd been around for a day had it. And it's like it mentally seeped into my brain that maybe I could get it. And boom, I got it. My mom got it. Kelly got it. We all realized that it's almost like your brain lets down your defenses. Now, I take C, I take D, I take zinc. I suggest everybody. Somebody says, who wants a hat? Smaller hats. We've got small hats. These come in small, medium, and the small, medium's relatively tiny. So stress levels make a huge effect in the thought process. And ultimately, I took all the different things, the I words and the whatever, and you got to be very selective on how to find a doctor that'll help you with that. What's going on, Nay? I felt like once my brain let me down, but ultimately I fought it with all the different therapeutics and positive thought process, and that's what you guys have to have. It's the only way. And honestly, I know we're seeing a ton of people die. I think this variant is different. I think it's stronger. It's affecting younger people, but you can equip yourself by staying positive, meditation, prayer, ultimately prayer, and doing all that stuff. Again, here's the website. I'll put that up. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Thank you guys very much. And hopefully I'll be able to go live later.